It's Sunday. Thought I'd get on because I don't know what else I have to do. You know what I mean? I want to get caught up. I try to be more on YouTube or whatever, and just to say hi and you know, um, with my lives, to some of my subscribers, they may not understand who I am or who I is. You'll know. People love that soft presence of me, and what I tell you is that, for those who don't know me, it's layers. There's layers of me. You know what I mean? There's layers of me, of who I am and what I've been through, because I've come from the hood, okay, and that's where I put that to the side. When I'm handling business, I talk business, and on my doing my things, but I have different layers to me. I grew up in a Mexican community as well. So, there's things about me that people aren't knowing. And when they see the soft presence of me, it confuses some people. And I'm not saying I got to stop doing this, but I'm saying I have layers. There's different layers of me. That's how I am personable to other people, meaning that I can understand you, and I understand you because I've been in the hood before. I've been in a Mexican community before. I've been in a white community or mixed community. And this is how we reach people, because it's not a selfish thing. It's about, what do you understand about who I am? Do you understand who I am? And so that's where I try to be, you know what I mean? It's just a matter of trying to figure out, what is it that God has for me. And a lot of things, it's going to take some time. It's going to take, you know, um, when you're dealing with targeting, people are wanting that. I notice when I'm looking at these people who claim they're targeting or say that they're targeted, they just sit there, and there's some things that you have to do. You have to take control of your life. You understand? Even there's some things, yeah, you will ignore in life, but there's some things that you got to grip it. The Bible says that violence, the violent take it by force. When I'm saying no, I'm not saying attack no one. You didn't see me attack anybody there. But I'm saying that when they see something happening, you have to say something about it. Okay? You have to say something about it, or else they're going to keep thinking, okay, I got a weak one. And so that's what I'm saying. When there's something that can be done about some things, you can do it. You can do it. And then there's some things that you say, oh, well, but if you keep going on, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. I'm not allowing other people that don't know what's going on in targeting to have this rulership over me. You know what I'm saying? It's still the same grounds in the hood. You still gonna keep letting someone come at you? No, you gotta set your grounds. It's still just like jail. You still have to set these boundaries with these people. Even if they still come and do the same thing, then it's gonna expose who's sending them. And that's what I'm saying. And when they send these people, they're using the state and money that I'm not getting. I'm not getting any of those things. I'm not getting any food stamps. I'm not getting any kind of benefit other than me for what I get goes to try to keep my butt off the streets. And so for those who are getting those incentives, that's, guess what? When they thinking they're getting a discount, it's coming out of their check. It's coming out of their check. So that's why we're calling these things out. You see what I mean? We're not sitting here glorifying, oh, look at them. They targeting me. They hating. That's not what I'm talking about. This is more about getting people to understand when you're trying to violate. And they say that this is a provoker. No, it's not. If that was a provoker, I see 100 million times a day. I could care less. But when it's something to an extent of you knowing that right now our country is going through some things, okay? And these are the people we're not helping. You not getting no help from me, okay? No, I can't do nothing for you, man. If you sitting here doing things, and we don't really know. That's why I didn't attack or say anything to them, and I won't, because we're not knowing what they got going on. Because 9 times out of 10, they want you to believe they getting something, they not getting something. Because for what I understand, that's a program that was also offered to me before about getting when you go to school or if your children going to school, and I don't have my kids, so can't get that program. That it allow you to get your bill reduced. That's how you know it's low income. So now we got more evidence of these people coming in that they have to have low income to get it. So it's more of an exposure of what our city and states need not to do. You understand? We need not to do this. Why are we taking care of people who can get able-bodied work, or they getting already getting stuff from the system, trying to misuse me or mistreat you? Because it could be other people. And so that's what I'm saying on that. And for people who judge me on my behavior or think that I'm going to get irate, and I'm not. I'm not going to get irate because those are the things that I'm talking about. That we got to be observant in our communities of things that's going on and quit sitting back and saying, oh, well, just ignore it. I ain't ignoring none of that because it's happening to me. If you want to ignore it, then you ignore it. But don't be sitting here getting upset. When you get mistreated and misused, that's on you. Okay? Because I'm not doing that. And that's where my targeting cease because I don't sit here and just let that. I'm being open. I'm talking. I may not always get to talk to all these city representatives. May not. But they seeing, yeah. Yeah, now I see. Yeah. So here it is that my kids is caught up in the system, and you know what I mean? I can't get that discount. I can't get the discount because my kids are in the system. And so when I say that I'm saying that it's not fair that she get to keep her kids, but yet she want to kind of use the system if she was doing that because it's allegedly, okay? But that's what they do. They do that, and they keep saying we want attention, and it's the same stupid family members that keep trying to sit them, thinking they go get ahead in life, but you ain't getting ahead. Because I tell you, the most high I know, when I get in submission, believe me, you're not getting away. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. You coming against me and mine, I'm going before the Son, the Father, and the Holy Spirit. I don't gotta go attack nobody. That's all I want to see. You know what I'm saying? I turn this over to the Most High, and that's it. And so that's what I'm saying. When you're being targeted, you gotta expose some things. If you're saying you love Yahweh, that is something you gotta do. So quit worrying about what they're gonna do. You guys got you. And if something did happen, he said, if you so much as gotta dash your foot against a stone, that the Most High got you. And that's where we need to start doing this. Not just me. See, that's one thing about black people. You always want to have one person up there. You know what I mean? You always want one person up there when the rest of these other races, they're a whole team. That's where we can't get ahead on those things. But a lot of them sitting there collecting checks too. They're telling me to just be quiet about it and just ignore it. They getting something out of there too, or it might expose them. I don't know. But like I said, ain't no punk this way. Okay, I serve the Most High. I try to be generous and loving and caring. To all people, all kinds of colors and creed. You know, they all do me dirty for a little something something. So, but that's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is you can't be a coward. You can't be afraid to point out something that's happening to you. That's why our communities are so weak right now. That's why we got this YSL thing, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's a code because I come from the old school that you're not to snitch. I come from the old school because well, let's verify what a snitch is. A snitch is someone that is involved in the same crime, but they turn and then they go tell the police. They was involved, but they turned to the police. But where I come from, no, there's a code. There was a code of honor. Nope, we're not saying none of that. Be out of that. I'm not saying I wasn't doing nothing too bad, but I know the code of honor. Everybody in the hood know the kind of we're not to snitch. But these new ninjas that come out here, that's all they do just to get a lot of cases and want us in jail. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying on that. I come from that. It's a code. You know what I mean? And when we had that code, police couldn't touch you or whatever they was trying to do. They couldn't touch you. But now that you infiltrated, oh, now they all in there. And so that's what I'm saying. I'm not doing no wickedness and no evil, no laws, breaking no crimes, okay? But I'm just saying that was what was keeping them. So now they for corrupt police, they could have them trapping. You know what I mean? Some people get behind the law just to do against the law. So don't think that everybody who in the law, I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing my badge of honor. Nah, that's where I go with that. You know what I mean? So I'm chilling out, and some of those things scare people. They think that I'm just gonna go out here and just that don't scare me. I could care less. That's why I expose it. I expose it because I'm not afraid. I expose it for who's sitting here on my channel. Who's sitting here? Because I don't care. I'm gonna do what I need to do because it's about really bringing my kids back and knowing that mama go take care of them, whether I have a man or not. You know what I mean? Really, you can't find somebody, even me, being Target, can get somebody to pay my phone bill. You know what I mean? But I'm not here to take advantage of people. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And they say, but if you need the help, you need help, but you got to wonder when you targeted and everything. And that's why you got to use wisdom and discernment. Yeah, I see you trying to help me, but what is it going to cost? Because that's what they do. They act like they trying to help you. And then here they are coming and say, well, you did this for me, so what's up? And you said nothing. Here's your $30 or whatever you gave, 100, whatever. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But I don't really take money from men. They literally, for them, they just, here, put it in your hand if they really wanted me to do it. Some of them say, here, I want to give you some money, and then they just walk away. Say, well, why don't you just put it right there and just let go? Because you wasn't really trying to give me money. You was just trying to be, you know what I mean? So I'm just saying you got to be safe and to be careful and use wisdom and discernment. What I did not act out. But for the people who would say that, no, this stuff isn't happening, it is. It doesn't matter whether they have stopped some certain things or pushed it on other people, because they do that too. You know what I mean? So it's just a waking up of what's really going on and understanding, we're not to be in fear, to do the right thing. Don't complain about communities when you don't expose when somebody doing something wrong to you. To you. I'm saying it's me, so I can say whatever I want to say. So that's where, you know what I mean? That's where I go with that. And so I'm just enjoying Sunday. I got to lay, I could rest. I'm gonna get my beauty sleep and everything. you know, that's just the perk that I deserve. You know, and I'm trying to reach out, and some people think that I need to take care of people, and I have. I've been taking care of people on these YouTube streets. I've been taking care of people in and around. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know, God has it, because even my cash app. They don't want to do nothing because they ask, hey, do you got the number to your cash app? You got the number to your cash? Do you know the code to your cash app? So if they say that I don't, let's say I don't, now we're gonna have someone that says, put your cash app in the comment section so we can see if we can get you some money. But my thing is, God's gonna supply all my needs, riches, and glory. You know what I mean? I don't have to do stunts on these channels. You know what I mean? I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that to be on my channel. Hey, whatever I got, I got. Whatever I got, I got. And that's the purity and the realness of my channel. And people knock it and they make fun of it, but at the end of the day, I'm not sweating bullets trying to keep up with these things, these ratings and so forth. When God has it for me, because I just started out last year. God has it for me, He gonna give it to me. There's a lot of people who sitting here that don't run through the motions of doing the little YouTube things, that they still keep a full paycheck every time because they're giving it that word, or they're keeping it real, and that's that. So to each his own. This ain't my life. You know what I mean? I have to get out here and grind like the rest of everybody else. You know what I mean? And I'm not ashamed of that. Yeah, I probably could just act like I want to be with some man, and he'll take care of me. But that's not the realist in me. You know what I mean? I already know my options. I know I could easily say, hey, well, I love you. And my heart will be in it. But, you know what I mean? I'm just saying that some things I gotta take the hard road as a woman because of things that has happened to me, and it's all about them stepping up and saying what they were wanting from me, and they have yet to do it. They won't show the respect. They'll steal some of my content and things like that, but they won't never show me the respect, and that's where I cancel them because I don't need them. I don't need your respect. As long as I got the Most High, He's gonna grant me everything I need, and that's where we don't get upset at people who don't do what they're supposed to do. So that's where I'm at. That's where you should be at. Don't let these people get to your head. And that's how I know who know about targeting and who don't. Because they'll say, don't let these people, because I'm not gonna do it. Why would I do that? I could be walking minding my business 2-3 weeks ago and I got put in jail. So you understand? So it's about the ones who keep coming here getting a check. Come here and they keep saying you're a targeted individual. When they hear that you're a targeted individual, they have to put these things on you to startle and try to keep you thinking they startle you and make you think that you need to be watched. Because right where I'm at now, they sitting around here and you know what I mean. They want me to get up and do these things of what I had said on my channel, and I'm not doing none of that right now. Whatever I choose to do is on me. I'm not letting any narcissist bully come in here with their satanic gadgets and devices and think they're gonna rule and dominate over me. This is my time. I'm chilling, and that's what I'm gonna do. So that's what I'm finna do. Yes, that's what I'm finna do. So I love each and every last one of y'all. You're in my prayers. For those who are needing the prayers and so forth, I got you covered. So make the Most High be with you. You know, be happy, chill out, enjoy the day. You understand? God bless every last one of y'all.